Now. All good. Go ahead.
Oh, now I go. Sorry. All right, so hey everyone. We wanted to start off with introducing ourselves. So Taylor, if you want to go first.
Sure, I'll go first. So I'm Taylor. I live in Washington State, and I wanted to say just some brief fun facts about myself. So some of you know this, some of you may not know this, but I'm obsessed with the color blue and have been for about 15 years. And then I'm also a horse owner. And then I also have broken my wrist 3 times in the exact same spot.
Ouch. So I'm Krissy. I'm from upstate New York, and I'm a full-time PCT at a hospital while going to school for nursing and obviously doing Thrive. I also am obsessed with the color blue. My kitchen is blue and white, like everything matches. So I guess it's just a popular color. Was that 3 facts? I can't remember. And I love you all so much. So from there, we wanted to start off and say jump into business part of it and say don't forget why you're here. Remember your whys. Focus on where you want to go and how you want to get there, and you're going to get there. So with me, just a huge why for me is I want to show others that they can overcome fear. So my biggest fear was starting a business, starting all of this. I've never done anything like this. I've never done team calls. So I wanted to step out of my comfort zone, but the fear held me back. And that's why I'm here. I want to show everyone that fear is in your head. You can overcome it. So that's my biggest why. And Taylor, if you want to mention yours.
Yeah, so I can unmute myself. There we go. So my biggest why is also helping others. But the main thing is with migraines and just feeling better because I suffered with that for at least 4 years, and it took over every part of my life. I couldn't do anything. I was in the covers for sometimes hours. And so to see other girls suffer with that, it hurts my heart. And so I want to be able to help them as well and just be a better version of themselves, really. So that is mine.
So to jump back to your whys list, I guess a little gut punch, not to hurt no one. But are you crossing anything off your list to reach your goals? So if you have a dream board, are you able to cross those lists or those off your list, or are you just sitting there and looking at them? That's my biggest thing with the whys. So I've got more than just 5 whys, to be honest, but being able to cross those things off my list, even if it's a to-do list for the day, just seeing yourself cross them off, just think about that when you're doing your IPAs, when you're setting goals, when you're leading a team. If you're crossing those off, you are growing. That's how I feel. I guess, and then next we also wanted to mention about consistency. So Taylor, if you have anything, you can just pop in whenever.
Okay. Yes, consistency is definitely key. I struggled with that I'm still struggling with that. I know Lexi is laughing at me right now. It's something that you just have to get up and do. And that is also with time management. That is also something that you have to just do. Write those things down, and maybe if you're getting overwhelmed, take a break and then come back and try again. I know when I'm not consistent, I don't get anything done. Nothing happens in my business. My business starts to go downhill, and I am trying my best to show up every day and be consistent. And it's not something you learn, you know, overnight. It takes practice. So.
And something with consistency, like being consistent, you get to cross those things off your list. So, and something, so I forgot to mention when I introduced myself, I'm a photographer. So with consistency, you can be consistent, but change everything up with like your stories. You can be consistent and have cute little boomerangs, but try maybe like the next day a little like video overall. Like I feel like if you're scrolling through Instagram and you see the same thing over and over and over again, the same wording, the same filter, it gets boring and people are going to be like, I don't want to see that. So they click through it. And with photography, it's called a leading line. So if you notice with pictures, there's always going to be a line leading to it. So try to have something behind whatever you're showing, whether it's your capsules, your shape, whatever you're showing, have a line leading to that, because our eyes naturally go to that product or that person. So like professional photographers have always leading lines, whether it's mountains, trees, or anything like that. So try to mix it up a bit and like think about it as like, if you're looking at your stories and you're like looking at the same boomerang over and over again, would you get kind of sick of it? I would. That's why every other day, like one day it's a boomerang, the next day it's me taking a video of me taking them, the next day it's going to be a little pan of, or not a pan, you know, like where you slowly putting your camera over it. Like if you mix up the filters, make it eye-catching, and it's gonna draw more people to it, whether they want to buy it or not, but they're gonna be looking. And another thing, like I look at my stories at the end of the day, who's watched, and the way I end my IPAs is I look at the people that watched my stories and engage with those ones, because they're always watching. Like if you see someone watching at all times on your stories, engage with them. That's how I like it. And Taylor, if you have anything, please say something. I don't want to overpower this.
Oh, no, you're good. The only thing I was going to add was backgrounds. I feel like I struggled with that for a while. I did it in the same spot every single day. And I know putting it in a different spot, more people tend to be, like they pay attention to it more. So like, I'll give an example. My kitchen floor has sea life all over the place. So I constantly have people saying, is that really an octopus on your floor? Did you paint that? No, I didn't. But it's cool. Like they're paying attention. And when you do different backgrounds, it gets, you know, people excited. So that was one thing I was going to add to that.
Yeah. So yeah, like just staying consistent, like overall, just look at it as if you're on the outside. You're on the other side of your stories, your posts. Look at it as you're just joining. Like, would you want to keep looking at those stories and all that if it's the same boomerang? Like, just change it up a bit. It doesn't always have to be like it. Even if you just take a cute little photo of the capsules, you don't have to mention what they are, because half the time I forget what to mention what they do for me, and everyone's like, well, what are those? Why are you taking a cute photo of these package of capsules, you know? But yeah. So, and then Taylor, this is now you.
Yes, I was going to talk about struggles. So when the going gets tough, I tend to just stop everything. So it has happened so many times where I'm having a really bad day and I'm just like, you know what, whatever. Like, I'm not going to jump on my phone, I'm not going to jump on my stories. I'm not going to talk to anybody. Lexi knows this one. And I have learned that sometimes you have to grow through those struggles in order to get where you want to be. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when those things do happen, when struggles do happen, take a break. You know, it's okay to take a break and take a few minutes. Go and refresh yourself. Go and do some personal development. Even if you've already did it once, go do it again. just do it again. Sometimes having a refresher definitely does help. And I have noticed just taking a couple minutes just to chill makes things better. And you're like, okay, let's go back and do it again, you know? And that is, again, something that I've been dealing with for almost 4 months now. You know, I get upset and then we're good. Okay. So, you know, whenever that happens, just remember, like, don't give up. Like, just don't give up. Just take a break and then try again. And you're not going to be perfect, you know, make sure that at least you're trying to do your IPAs, even if you get like 2 done in the morning, 2 done in the afternoon, and then maybe a couple more in the evening. At least you did something. So anyways, anything else, Krissy, with that one?
Yeah, so like on the hard days, like if, like I'm a full-time, I work 7 days a week in a hospital sometimes. So like when the hard days are tough, write down what needs to be done that day. And I guess I just like to cross things off. So at the end of the day, like knowing that you crossed it off, like just take a step back, breathe, do your IPA or do your personal development, and think about it as like I guess another gut punch, not to hurt nobody, but like think about it as if, would you want to join someone, like would you want your leader to not show up? So even on your hard days, Lexi, I love you. No, you're doing great. But like, if think about it like that, like, do you want to sit there even on your hard days? Like, think about it like, are my girls watching me? Am I showing up for my team? Lexi, I love you. I see your face. I'm not trying to put you under the butt. You're doing great.
Oh, that's so true, because like if your leader's not showing up, no one else is going to show up. Like you have to think, like when you bring a team on and you're not showing up, why would your girls show up for you? So that's, yeah, I love that. I feel like it's on the spot for me, but it's okay.
It's not meant to. We love you. But so like, I guess just think of it as like, even on the days that is tough, the days that you are going through a struggle mentally or physically, you don't want to get up in the morning and do your IPAs. You don't want to get up and work out. You don't want to do anything. Like, think of it as, are my girls watching me? Would somebody join this team? And that's how I look at it. Like I said, I work full time. I come home and I'm a full-time girlfriend. I got to take care of things at home. Like, if I sometimes, like, I wasn't going to mention this, but sometimes I make my stories the night before on the days that I know that I'm not going to be able to post. But that way I know that I have something, because I can't go at work and be on my phone. So I'll make the cute little boomerang the night before, even if but like, I don't know if that's okay, but nobody knows, you know, like, if you know that it's going to be a tough week or a tough day because of work or because of boy problems, because of whatever it may be, like, think of your girls. And that's how I look at it. Not to punch anyone in the gut. And like, I love you all so much, but I'm just trying to help.
Oh, I think that's really good.
And then, I don't know, how much longer do we have on here?
A little while.
Yeah, it's still 8:40, so you guys are good.
Okay. So another thing that we did want to mention is always fill your cup first. No matter what it is, no matter if it's your child, your mom, your brother, your boyfriend, no matter what it is, always fill your cup first, because you can't pour from an empty cup. No matter how hard you think you can, that cup will never be able to be poured if it's empty. Even halfway, you're not going to go, it's not going to be poured as much. You know what I mean? Like, just, even if it's a podcast, even if it's affirmations, anything to help with your stress, your anxiety, your fear, whatever it may be, just learning to grow your mind. It's going to help you grow, not as just a leader, but as a human, as a mother, as a daughter, anybody. And Taylor, if you have anything to add, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I know when I don't fill my cup, I just, it's so hard for me to focus, you know. And I am a full-time wife. I also am a full-time daycare lead teacher, so I have to have it full, or I can't pour into my kids at work. I can't pour into my husband when I come home, or give the attention my dog needs. Like, there's so many different things, and so when I'm not full, then I feel like it's just, everything kind of just comes tumbling down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and sometimes it's not just a one-time fill a day. I feel like it's 2, 3, sometimes 4 times. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, because we're human. We're not robots. We're not perfect. You know, so it's constantly doing it. I know we wanted to talk about like what we do as far as how do we fill our cups on a regular basis. And everyone's going to look different, you know. So I'll start with that, if that's okay, Krissy.
Yeah.
Are we good? Okay. So I recently got a prayer journal, and it has just little things that I get to write in, and it makes me just meditate on it. And then I'm also journaling throughout the day, jotting down some thoughts. Maybe there's struggles going on, and so I'll write those down and just take a moment to focus. And that definitely helps. Sometimes it is taking my dog for a walk just randomly, like I'm stressing out, we need to go. So we'll jump in the car and go for a nice walk. So, you know, whatever it is that makes you happy, do it. Like whatever makes, like fills your cup up. Another one for me is going out to see my horses. My horses are my life. I love them. They just make me happy. And so sometimes it's, you know, like, okay, this has been a stressful day at work. I am going to go see them, and I don't care what happens the rest of the day. I'm just going to hang out with them, you know, and it makes me feel better, and I'm just a better version of myself. So, what about you, Krissy?
I love that. Yes. So, a couple things I do. I listen to podcasts while I'm getting ready for work and on my way to work. And sometimes I mix it up. You've got to find like the right one that speaks to you. Like you're going to go through multiple speakers to find the voice that speaks to you. I'm still actually learning, but I'll do that and write my affirmations in the morning and my I ams. And throughout the day, like if I feel like I have anxiety coming on or I'm stressed or anything, I'll start meditating. I'll just stand and look out the window and just take a couple deep breaths. And meditation will help with your mindset. And then another big thing, like I have a psych major. So when working out, I'm just going to mention like with working out, like even if it's 10 minutes, the muscles that you're using, the energy that you're using, it goes to the same part of your brain as anxiety, depression, stress, or anything. So like even if you're just go do some jumping jacks, like whatever the exercise may be, like that type of movement is going to the part of your brain as anxiety is. So I've learned that over the years. Like I never worked out and I suffered with anxiety bad. And once I started working out, it switches your mind. So that's another like self-development type of thing. And just you feel good overall. But is there anything else you want to add, Taylor?
To that one, no, I think we covered that one pretty well.
All right,
See
so
any other notes.
I just want to mention again, like you all are doing an awesome job. I stalk all you guys' pages, by the way, but in not a creepy way. I stalk you guys, and you guys are doing awesome. You guys are showing up. You guys, like, you're killing it, honestly. And I may not be your guys' upline or your leader, but I am proud of you all. And I hope you guys at least learn something from this. It's our first time at least my first time doing a call. I love you.
Mine too.
Yeah, but it was fun.
No, it was.
So is there any questions? I think we're going to end it with questions, right?
Yeah. I don't know if anyone has any questions. We have more to say. I didn't write any more notes down. Did you have any more written down? Or anything that popped into your head?
Overcome your fears. Step out of your comfort zone. 100%. I did my first live the other day, and I was shaking. I was literally shaking. Even after it, I ended up video chatting Audrey, and I was still shaking. Like, and it wasn't like at first I thought it was my anxiety kicking in, but it was more hype. I was so excited that I did it. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I haven't done one since, but I've been pretty busy. But my mindset changed on it. I'm like, well, hell yeah, I can do this.
I actually have something to say about lives because I used to struggle with them really bad. I still have not jumped on a live with Facebook, and I'm going to conquer that one. But I know when you're jumping on and you're being, when you are in a live, I feel like a lot of people tense up because you have all this audience watching you. And then as soon as you mention network marketing, they're like, I'm out. And so it happens to me every time. And I'm just like, you know what? It's okay. You can talk to yourself. Like, just talk and, whatever's on your heart that day, it may not have to be about Thrive. It could be whatever you want to, talk to your audience about. And then you'll start seeing more people pop on. You'll start seeing more people actually stick around. And that's only been recently for me. Like, I popped on 3 different lives last week, and that was huge for me. I've never done that before, but that takes time. And yes, your first one, you're like, oh, I guess it's not that bad, and then the more you do it, the more comfortable you become. And then, making sure you're paying attention to those comments so you can respond to them, because I did not do that a couple times. I was like, oh yeah, I probably should have responded. So anyways, that's what I was going to say about lives.
And even if it's just 2 people on, or if it's just a couple, like no one on at all, it's going to get you out of your comfort zone. You're going to get more practice at it. Like, even Katie's mentioned that there was, when she first started, a couple of her lives, it was just her and M basically talking to each other, like, even if there's no one on, it gets you practicing. I don't really have much room to speak on that though, but just in my mind, I thought of that.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So, that's good. Lexi, is there anything you want to add?
There's always
You're on the hot spot now.
So Taylor, Audrey was asking, what products did you use for your migraines? And like, what do you think helped you the most? I thought like the capsules, right? Because that's what we hooked you up with. But she was wondering.
Well, actually, I should tell a little bit of a story on that one.
Oh, goodness.
So when I first got introduced to these products, Lexi literally sent me everything because I'm allergic to a lot of things. So she sent me everything under the sun, and I was like, I don't know, I'm scared. And then I was talking to her about my migraine situation. She was like, well, maybe you should switch to the natural energy we have. And I was like, natural energy? What? Like, does that really work? So she first got me on Sculpt. That was a no-no. Well, let me tell you why. Because I took all 3 at once and didn't take one at a time. Don't do that, okay? I had the most terrible migraine for 2 days.
I told her no. I said, don't do that. And then she said, I took 3. And I was like, okay, Taylor, like, I don't really know you and you're probably going to report me. So, like, I was terrified. I was really like, she's going to report me to Thrive because I gave her wrong directions.
No, I was just like, okay, I'm going to put this in the cabinet. I did not pick it up for 3 months. I was terrified. I was like, there's no way I could do this. So then I ordered the capsules, and I was like, I'm just going to take one and see what happens. Guys, the next day it was great. I've had no migraines for 6 months. 1 capsule a day and I'm good. Yeah, it works. And then I texted Lexi when this happened. I said, I'm going to try Sculpt again. We're going to try this again. And I only took 1, and it's been great. Now I take up to about 2 a day. So yeah, the capsules are amazing.
Yeah, because when she first came to me, she was drinking like a Starbucks drink that had green tea in it. And she told me that she got a headache from that. And I was like, oh crap, like that's what's in the capsules. So I was scared. I was like, I can't get, like, I don't know what to give her. And then like she told me she had like a caffeine sensitivity. And I accidentally hooked her up with Activate. And luckily there was no issue. Like, oh my gosh. I think she asked, was it a chronic migraine? Is what she asked.
Yeah, and honestly, it would last up to like 24 hours, sometimes 2 days. You're just stuck in bed. It doesn't matter how hard you try, you're screwed. You can't go to work. It's awful. And so to be able to say 6 months, that's pretty crazy. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yep, I know what that's like. It's awful.
Like I said, like I was so terrified. She came to me with like a migraine issue, and obviously me being like cautious, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work because I've suffered from headaches. I don't have migraines, so I'm like, those help my headaches because I'm not drinking like soda anymore, so I'm not like putting bad caffeine in me. But like she like I offered like multiple things. Like I think I offered Sculpt capsules, Activate. I think I offered the ultras too because I know they're like good for energy without like that caffeine overload. So I think those help too. But yeah, it was a very scary. Like I was so nervous to like even. I was like, no, it's okay. Like you don't have to buy from me. Like it's okay. Like go to your doctors or whatever. Like I may have something for you, but like I don't know. And like I offered her a sample, but she I guess trusted me and she was like, I'm gonna buy this, this, and that. And I was like, are you sure? I literally like she bought it still, but that's me being like authentic though, because I'm like I was terrified. I was like I didn't want to give her something that could hurt her, but like I love these products, so I stand behind them. But like migraines, touchy subject, you know.
Well, and honestly, when you deal with them on a day-to-day basis, you're desperate. Like you'll try anything at that point, like you're just like, I don't care what it is. Like I told myself I would never get on medication. That would be the last resort. So when I heard about natural caffeine, I was like, okay, you know what? What's going to do? What's the worst it could do to me? Give me another one? Okay. And then it didn't. And honestly, even my family now noticed it. They're like, when was the last time you had a migraine? You haven't been complaining about it. And I'm like, 6 months. And they're like, what? How are you doing that? So that even if your family's noticing it, like that's a big deal. So anyways, I hope your aunt feels better. That's so sad.
I would definitely, I was pretty sure it was the capsules because I remember her talking about the green tea in them. Yep. I think those were good. But yeah, you tried like the Starbucks thing. It was like a green tea. I remember that. I was like, oh, like you were fine on that. And you're like, no, I wasn't fine. I was like, okay, well, never mind. And you wouldn't try a sample. Like, that's what bothered me. I was like, I'm going to give you a 3-day sample. You were like, no, I want a full month. And I was like scared because I didn't want to be reported for something that I like, like it didn't work or something.
I don't remember why I didn't try a sample. Honestly, I was just like, no, if I'm going to try it, I might as well try a full month supply. Because remember, you can't just do like 1 or 2 days. I feel like you need a full month to really see whether your body can handle it. So anyways, yeah. Any other questions? I don't see any more.
I think that was it. That was good. That was really good,
Krissy?
guys. I didn't notice any nerves or anything. You guys did great.
I'm still shaken. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm about to say, like, you look fine, girlfriend. Like, it's all good. But
Audrey hyped me up before the call.
Always good to have a cheerleader. I do want to say, like, if you guys ever, want to talk like outside of business and find your friend, like find your girl tribe, because like all of us are all down to be friends. I feel like we all can be friends like outside of business. I feel like that helps us through also. So
for sure.
Thinking of your team as a family makes it more worthwhile. Don't just look at them as business partners. Think of them as like your sisters.
Yep.
And it's gonna make everything easier.
It does. Like having someone to talk to, I feel like. Yeah. I feel like we all talk though. So I feel like we're pretty good. But I will save this. I will put it up to my YouTube. So You guys did awesome. I will end this here, but I'm so proud of you guys for doing this. So
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thanks.
I love you guys.
We love you. Bye, everyone.
Sunday.
Bye.